I've often found that the simplest things in nature, when truly understood, can produce the most astonishing results. And the cauliflower is one of them. You see, most people think of cauliflower as a fragile plant, fussy, unpredictable and hard to grow. But what if I told you that even if you've failed before, you can grow giant snow-white cauliflower heads right in your backyard, using nothing more than patience, natural boosters and a touch of understanding for how this plant truly lives? Today on Agri Knowledge Hub, I'll show you exactly how. Cauliflower Brassica oleracea var. Botrytis belongs to the same family as cabbage, kale and broccoli. It's a cool weather crop, a lover of gentle sunshine and rich moist soil. But unlike its cousins, cauliflower is delicate in its timing. One small mistake in temperature or feeding and the head turns small, yellowish or loose. So how do we overcome that? By understanding what it wants, not just what we give. Step 1. It all begins in the soil. Before I plant a single seed, I start with the soil, because that's where the story of every giant cauliflower begins. I prepare a deep, loose bed, rich in organic matter. Cauliflower loves fertile, well-draining soil with a pH between 6.0 and 7.0. I mix in plenty of well-rotted compost or manure, about 2 full buckets per square metre. This not only feeds the roots, but also keeps the soil moist and alive with microorganisms. For those who prefer a natural boost, here's a secret. I brew a simple, organic compost tea, made from soaked compost, banana peels and crushed eggshells. The calcium and potassium from these help form strong, compact heads. When I pour this golden brew into the soil, I'm not just feeding a plant, I'm enriching an ecosystem. Step 2. Choosing the right variety. Not all cauliflowers are created equal. If you're growing at home, go for early maturing heat-tolerant varieties like Snow Crown, White Magic or Pusa di Pali. I prefer hybrid or local adapted seeds that can handle a bit of warmth. Because in most home gardens, temperature control is limited. These varieties mature faster, within 60 to 80 days, and form tight, creamy white heads even when conditions aren't perfect. When sowing, I start my seeds in trays, placing them just half an inch deep. I keep them moist, but not wet, letting the seedlings feel the coolness of the morning air and soft, filtered light. Step 3. Transplanting with care. After about 3 to 4 weeks, when each seedling has 4 to 5 true leaves, it's ready for transplanting. I always transplant in the evening, never under the harsh midday sun. Why? Because young cauliflower seedlings are sensitive. The cool evening gives them time to adjust before sunrise. I space them about 45 centimetres apart, giving each plant enough room to spread its broad leaves. Those leaves, after all, are the plant's solar panels, capturing energy to build that giant head we're aiming for. Step 4. Water, shade and protection. Cauliflower thrives on consistency. It doesn't like sudden droughts or heavy downpours. I water them gently, deeply and regularly, keeping the soil moist at all times. If the sun becomes too intense, I use a light shade net or even large banana leaves to provide dappled shade. This simple trick prevents the heads from becoming sunburned or discolored. Step 5. Feeding the giants. natural growth boosters. Now comes the heart of the transformation, feeding your cauliflower with natural organic boosters that trigger growth. Every 2 weeks, I alternate between 2 homemade mixtures. Fish amino acid, FAA. Made from fish waste and molasses, this liquid fertilizer is rich in nitrogen, phosphorus and trace minerals. I dilute it, 2 tablespoons per litre of water, and apply it around the base. Within days, the leaves become lush and green. Banana compost. Extract. I blend overripe bananas, molasses and a handful of compost, then let it ferment for a week. This mix adds potassium and magnesium, essential for head formation. And here's something most gardeners overlook: calcium and boron. Without them, your cauliflower head may become brown, cracked or small. Crushed eggshells and a little wood ash sprinkled around the base supply, both safely and naturally. Step 6. The secret to whiter, compact heads. There's an art to growing that perfect white dome. As the cauliflower begins to form its head, or curd, I gently gather the outer leaves and tie them loosely over the top. This shields the developing head from direct sunlight, preventing yellowing and insect damage. It's called blanching, and it's the key to producing those pure snow-white heads you see in markets. Step 7. Natural pest control. Of course, the journey isn't without threats. Aphids, cabbage worms and leaf miners love cauliflower as much as we do. But instead of reaching for chemical sprays, I rely on nature's balance. A simple neem oil spray, mixed with a few drops of mild soap, keeps most pests away. And when I see ladybugs or lacewings, I let them stay. They are my allies in the garden. To deter soil pests, I dust the area lightly with wood ash or crushed neem leaves. The aroma alone is enough to send intruders fleeing. Step 8. The final weeks. Watching the magic happen. By the 8th week, the transformation is nearly complete. The outer leaves expand like green wings, and deep within, the cauliflower head thickens, tightening into a heavy white globe. I often find myself standing quietly at dawn, dew shimmering on the leaves, watching nature at work. It's here that patience pays off, for each leaf, each droplet, each nutrient has played its part. When the heads reach about 15–20 centimeters across, firm and dense, it's time to harvest. I cut them with a sharp knife, leaving a few protective leaves around the curd. They help preserve freshness. Step 9. Harvest, gratitude and renewal. The joy of holding that giant snow-white cauliflower in my hands is unlike any other. It's proof that even the most delicate plants can thrive under natural care when we work with nature, not against it. And each time I plant again, I enrich the soil with compost, rotate my crops, and share what I've learned with others. Because every home garden can be a place of abundance and wonder. So, if you've ever failed at growing cauliflower before, don't lose heart. Remember, it's not about luck. It's about understanding. With rich soil, natural boosters, and a little patience, you can grow giant cauliflower heads, pure, organic, and full of life. Right at home. This is Agri-Knowledge Hub, where every seed tells a story, and every harvest begins with hope.